Be blessed by the divine. May the Almighty force and our Guru protect us, guide us, lead us, support us day and night at all times, in all places, and in all our duties. Be blessed by the divine. Wonderful seeing you all today for this practice session. Today, I have selected 5 charts for us to practice time of event. First, this. I was doing some research on twin research. So I had that sheet first. Okay, Ritisha. Let us take this child now. This child was born on 22nd of June, 2010, Tuesday at 5:05 a.m. in the city of Bangalore. The question is, when will she graduate? She is currently 13 years old. When will she start her job is more precise question that we want to ask ourselves and see if we can use this birth chart to predict it. All right. First and foremost that we need to check is the current Mahadasa Lord supporting her to go for a job. Mahadasa is Jupiter. Jupiter is posited in Pisces at 7:54:47. At this location, it is deposited in the 10th house and it owns the 11th house. It owns the 8th house. 10 and 11 are very good for job. And Jupiter is in Uttarabhadrapada, in the star of Saturn. Saturn is deposited in the 4th house, owning the 9th house, owning the 10th house. So what does Jupiter tell us? Jupiter is telling us that this is actually a fantastic time for her to learn a lot. Let's try to take a separate sheet for us to look at it. Okay. Let's increase the size of the font so that you can all see it. Current running Mahadasa is Jupiter. What does Jupiter say? Jupiter is deposited in the 10th house, owning the 8th house and 11th house. Jupiter in Uttarabhadrapada, which is owned by Saturn. Saturn is deposited in the 4th house, owning the 9th house and 10th house. So 10th house is a very strong house because Saturn owns the 10th house. Jupiter is deposited in the 10th house. But first, 4th house result will come, then 9 and 10, then followed by 10, then 8 and 11. Saturn will have its first say in the matter because Saturn is the star lord of Jupiter. Okay, let me show you in the table for you to understand those who are used to North Indian chart. Jupiter is deposited in Uttarabhadrapada. Current Mahadasa is Jupiter, started in 2020, somewhere in August 14th, Independence Day of India, and it will run till 2036, 14th of August. What will be the signification of Jupiter? Jupiter will first give the result of Saturn being the star lord. Saturn is deposited in the 4th house, owning the 9th and the 10th house. So clearly we can see that 4-9 combination will make this girl learn a lot. All right. Now we need to judge. Since education is promised, professional consultancy is also promised. Success is surely seen for her during this period, particularly matter relating to the fourth house. All right. We need to, however, figure out when will she go for a job? When will she start going for a job? Now, this is a very futuristic event. She's only 13 years old at this point of time. So she might study for the next 10 years, 12 years, 15 years. Who knows? Let's now look at it. Let's see if we can figure it out. Okay, first, will she pass school education? Seen from the fourth house. Starts in 1555 in Leo. Sublord is Sun. Sun is in Mrigashira Nakshatra, owned by Mars. And Mars itself is deposited in the fourth house, owning the seventh house, owning the 12th house. Okay, one more time, I will show you in the table, I will mark it for you. If you want to know whether the child will do well in school education, you have to check the fourth house. Cuspal sublord, Sun. Sun is in the star of Mrigashira. Mrigashira is owned by Mars. Mars is deposited according to this the third house in the stable, but we know Mars has a 4-degree conjunction, 3.2-degree conjunction. Fourth house is starting in 1555. Mars is in 1358. Therefore, third house is wrong. Correct house is fourth house. Okay, so let's write that down. Fourth house, owning 7 and 12. So Mars will support school education really well, may even do higher education because 4 equal to 12. 4 equal to 9, 12. 4 equal to 4, 9, 12 will certainly help the person do higher education. 4 is coming, 12 is coming. So college education is promised through the fourth house. Now let us see how will the college education be. Ninth house up to 12th standard is fourth house. After that, it is the ninth house. Starts in Capricorn at 1625. And the sublord is Saturn. Saturn is in Sun star. Sun is deposited in Gemini at 6:33 in Lagna Bhava. And Sun owns the fourth house. Fantastic. 9 equal to 4, 9, 12 will support higher education, college education. Let's do this one more time through the table. Ninth house, sublord is Saturn. Saturn is in Uttara Palguni Nakshatra, owned by Sun. Sun is deposited in Lagna Bhava, owning the fourth Bhava. So, definitely we are seeing higher education all the way up to post-graduation. All right, 4, 9, 12, fourth graduation. But if it signifies 8, then they will complete graduation. After that, there is no post-graduation available there. All right, if fourth house does not connect with 4, 9, 12, then school education also dropped out. Okay, so we are seeing that doctoral research is not promised from the ninth house. 9 is not equal to 12. So let's look at the 12th house just to be doubly sure. 12th house starts in Aries at 22:35. Sublord is Saturn. Saturn once again is in Sun star, owning 1 and 4. Okay, they can do a little bit of informal research, but formal research is not going to be possible because the ninth house is not connecting to the 12th house. So upgrade from the ninth to 12th is not going to be possible, even though 12th house is supporting the first house and the fourth house. Maybe they will go abroad and maybe after some time may continue some higher education. Going abroad is also seen, but the person will come back to India after some years. So travel abroad is also possible because 12 equal to 1. All right. With this, we will conclude that this child will graduate from college and may do post graduation, but not PhD. All right. That means the child is 13 years. By 17, she will graduate from higher secondary school. Then, will she do a 3-year course or a 4-year professional course? Ninth house. Sublord is Saturn, deposited in the fourth house. All right. Saturn is a ruler of earth materials. Fourth house is for building construction. So civil engineering is possible. So it's a 4-year course. Masters is also possible. That is another 2 years course. So 17 plus 6, 23 years, the child will come out of college. Okay. So having fixed this, what will be her age when she is, what will be the Dasa Bhukti when she is 23 years? 2033. Let's go to 2033. Mars will be the Bhukti Lord. Will Mars allow her to go for a job? Mars is in Purva Palguni Nakshatra in Leo at 1358. And at this location, Purva Palguni Nakshatra is owned by Venus. Venus is deposited in Cancer at 1427 within 2-degree conjunction of the third house, owning the Lagna Bhava. Venus owns Taurus, which owns the Lagna Bhava, and Venus owns the sixth Bhava. Sixth Bhava is job. Okay, clearly 14th of April 2033 onwards, this child will successfully go for a job. Until then, the child will be constantly learning. That's about it. Nothing else is possible till such time. Education is the only thing that is promised for the child. Any doubts, anyone, on how we arrived at this? It may be an internship, Kaushal, but job is clearly seen because it is a sixth house. Okay, Venus is deposited in the third house. It may begin as an internship, but eventually go into full job. It will happen during Mars, Mukti, Jupiter Dasa, Mars Mukti. Then Rahu is also supporting, and further that everything will support. When Jupiter comes, in fact, after Mars, there is Rahu, and after Rahu, the Dasa changes to Saturn. Saturn is in the fifth house, owner of Sun, Then Saturn is owning the 9th house, so some more higher education, but informal higher education will happen during that time. Formal education is over. Okay. All right. Tarang Goyal, please unmute yourself.
Namaskaram, sir. Good evening.
Namaskar.
Sir, one question, sir. We just checked right now all this promise from the from the birth chart, sir. So my question is, sir, like in case the birth timing, in a birth chart, there is a high probability that cuspal variation may happen, sir.
It'll happen.
So, sir, what do you suggest, sir, that we should follow in such a scenario?
Horary.
Is there any horary?
Horary. Always and always, I recommend horary. Professor K.S. Krishnamurti also recommended only horary. But the chart will be slightly wrong.
Okay. So, sir, in this case, then in such a scenario, we will ask a number from the person and then from that chart.
Correct. That is the correct way to do. But here this is a class we are learning. So I'm taking an example and teaching you this. Okay. I have no idea whether the birth time is correct. I don't know whether my prediction will come true. But it doesn't matter. What matters is, have you understood the logic? Have you understood the process of predicting? That's all I want you to follow.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Ravi, please unmute yourself.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I have one doubt, sir. The process, I don't have any doubt what you have taught right now. I have doubt when I am checking the sheet which you have provided. That for primary education, you have given the 4 is equal to 4 9 11.
Correct.
So when I was trying to solve this chart, so for basic education, I was getting 3 is equal to 7 12. And for higher education, it was promised. So I get confused that whether the basic education is not there, how come higher education will come? So why
is not there?
No,
why is it not there? How did you get 3, 7, and 12? You should not get 3, 7, and 12. It is 4, 7, and 12.
Sir, I have just seen the number which was in the. I haven't checked the charts.
I have just marked it for you to understand.
Yes, sir. No, when I was doing that, then okay. So 4 is coming, and deposition has the more value. Okay, got it, sir. Okay.
100% no.
Yes. That's where I stopped, sir. That I got that. Okay. Okay, thank you, sir. It's clear, sir. Sir, ownership will every time instead of table, we need to check it from the chart.
Ownership, we can take it from the table.
Sir, but
it will
here
be
in this case,
accurate.
ownership is wrong, sir. If you see in the case of Mars.
Ownership it's not wrong. It's 7 and 12.
No, 3, sir. Occupancy, deposition.
Occupancy will be wrong, not ownership.
Okay.
Occupancy is wrong for Mars. Occupancy is wrong for Venus also. Here it says second house, but actually it is the third house. So is the case with Rahu. Rahu is in the 8th house. Ketu is in the second house, but then here it'll say Ketu is in the first house, Rahu is in the 7th house. Both are wrong.
Yes. Okay.
So many
we need to read the chart.
There in the deposition error will be there depending upon the software calculation. I know Lokpa gives this error. This is a problem in Lokpa. Maybe my setting is wrong. I have tried various settings. It doesn't really change for any settings. It still shows error. I have chosen a 3-degree aspect also. Okay. Now you see here, this is the aspect rule I have set up. I have put up 3.2, planet to planet conjunction, planet to forward consumption. I have put 3.2, which means it should give me the next aspect.
Yes.
Okay, but it is not. The software bug is there. Okay. Clearly, I have said planet to planet conjunction is 3.2. Planet to forward cup conjunction is also 3.2, but it doesn't work.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Okay, sir. Got it, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Ravi, done. You're done. Okay. Karo, we will try and take your case studies towards the end of this session. Okay. Let us concentrate on learning one by one and then we will take it forward. Okay. Case study 1, I hope is clear for all of you. Now, let us take another case study. Marriage. When will marriage take place? This is a horary chart, not a birth chart. Okay, the logic is the same in birth chart and in horary chart. All right. Only difference will be in the birth chart, we have to consider the age of the person into consideration. Okay, if a child is just say 5 years old, 10 years old, 15 years old, or the father comes and asks, I want to know when my daughter will get married. If you say, okay, current Mahadasa is supporting, she'll get married and she will not even be 18 years old. So we should not be foolishly, blindly following the table for birth chart. We have to judge based on the age of the person. Okay, then we should decide. Okay. Let's now try and decide whether marriage is promised in the first place in this chart. What do? We look at the 7th cuspal sublord. 7th cusp starts in Taurus at 319. Sublord is Saturn. Saturn is in Sadabhisha Nakshatra in Rahu star. Rahu is deposited in 4th house in Ashwini Nakshatra in Mars sign, and therefore it will give the result of Ketu in the 10th house, 11th house, and Rahu is actually in the 5th house, not in the 6th house, correct? Rahu is in Aries at 153. At this location, it will not be in the 6th house because 6th house starts around 4 degrees away from where Rahu is, and therefore it will be giving the benefit of the 5th house. So love marriage is seen, aspected by Ketu, also in the star of Ketu, Rahu, therefore 11th house, fulfillment is seen. And Mars sign, Ketu is in Mars star, and therefore Mars is also in the 11th house. Fantastic. Ketu is in Venus sign. Venus is owning the 7th house. Venus is deposited in the 9th house. So all of this is supporting marriage. Okay. 7th house, cuspal sublord Saturn in the star of Sadabhisha, owned by Rahu. Rahu is deposited in the 5th house in Mars sign, Ketu star, Venus sub. Ketu is deposited in the 11th house in Venus, Venus sign, Mars star, Ketu sub. So combination of Mars deposition, which is the 11th house, Venus deposition, which is the 9th house. Through ownership of Venus, even the 7th house is seen to a slight extent. So clearly marriage is going to take place. There will be minor difficulty and minor separation maybe there because Mars is owning 1 and 6. But that's okay. That's not going to really matter because the 7th house cuspal sublord is Saturn. The marriage is likely to take place with either a widow, this is a male chart, either a widow or a divorcee or a person of strange age difference. Normally, man likes to marry a lady of 2 years, 3 years, 4 years difference between the two. But here, because the Seventh house cuspal sublord is Saturn. The age difference may be 10 years, or maybe the lady will be 2-3 years older than the boy. So these kind of confusions will be there. All right. With this, let's now try to predict when the event will take place. Love marriage is also confirmed, no? Because Rahu is in the 5th house. So love marriage is 100% seen. Fulfillment is also seen. So everything is showing positive results for this person. Marriage is guaranteed. Now we need to predict when the event will take place. Let's look at the current Mahadasa Lord, Mars. Is Mars promising marriage? First question we need to ask. Mars is in the 11th house. It is in the star of, it is in the star of Chitra. Chitra is owned by Mars itself. So Mars is a very strong significator of the 11th house, which will give marriage. 2, 7, 11 will give marriage. Okay. So Mars will give marriage. That means before 2nd of February 2029, this person has to get married. Next step is the bhukti, that is Antaradasa. Will it give results? Current Antaradasa is Jupiter. Jupiter is retrograde. Jupiter, therefore, cannot give marriage throughout its bhakti period. It started on 20th of July 2023 and it will end on the 25th of June 2024. Till then, marriage is not going to be that easily possible for this fellow. All right. So let's move to the next bhukti, Saturn bhukti. Saturn is also retrograde. Okay. Therefore, Saturn also will not give result. Let's go to the next bhukti, which is Mercury. Mercury is deposited in the 10th house, not a very favorable house for marriage. It is owning the 8th house. Arranged marriage, we see the 8th house. And 11th house, which is fulfillment of marriage. But most importantly, Mercury is in the star of Venus, deposited in the 9th house, owning the 7th house and the 12th house. 12th house is not the most favorite, but 7 and 11 combination that Mercury is denoting will help us. Mercury is in Venus star. Venus is owning the 7th house. Mercury owns the 11th house. Okay. So clearly, Mercury will say, sure, I can get this person married because I have activated the 7th house. Mahadasa Lord Mars has activated the 11th house. So we have gotten 2 out of the 3 houses. Now we need to look at the ruling planet. The ruling planet now in Bangalore city, where I am sitting right now, on a Tuesday, ruled by Mars, are the ascendant ruled by Mars, Ketu, Venus, moon ruled by Saturn, Mars, Saturn. Okay, let's now try and fill it up. Let's go to the template. Let's fill it up. We are talking about marriage. Mahadasa Lord, Mars will support. Bhukti Lord, Jupiter won't. Saturn won't, but Mercury will. Okay. The ruling planets are Lagna equals Mars, Venus, Ketu. Correct? That's what we took, right? Mars, Ketu, Venus, sorry. Mars, Ketu, Venus. Moon in Saturn, Mars, Saturn. Lord is Mars. Fruitful RPs are Lagna sub Venus, Lagna star Ketu, then Venus, Moon, star, Mars. These are the most fruitful RPs. Now, Ketu does not own any sign, but Venus and Mars does. Let's now take Venus sign. There are two Venus signs, Taurus and Libra. There are two Mars sign, Aries and Scorpio. Now in Taurus, we can check, we need to check if we can get Taurus is owned by Venus. So we need to check if there is a Mars star in Taurus. There is Mrigashira. There is no Ketu star in Taurus. So we can avoid it. Okay. Then we take Libra. In Libra, is there a Marstein Chitra? Is there a hold on a second. Mars. Is there a Mars star Chitra? Is there a Ketu star? Ketu means Rahu. We can take Rahu also into consideration. Swati. All right. Now we take Aries. In Aries sign, is there a Ketu star? Ashwini. Is there a Mars? Is there a Venus star? There is Bharani. Okay. Then we have Scorpio. In Scorpio sign, is there a Ketu star or a Rahu star? None. Is there a Mars? Is there a Venus star? Venus star? No. Okay. All right. We have written everything down. Now in this, we'll get rid of all the X. We'll get rid of all the names of the signs. We'll only have stars in place. Okay. So that we are very clear. Unnecessary confusions we can get rid of. We will get rid of Scorpio completely. There is no Ketu star, there is no Venus star. Okay. All right. We'll get rid of the names of the, we'll put it here in Taurus. In Taurus, Mars star. In Libra, Mars star. In Libra, Ketu Rahu star. In Aries, Ketu star. In Aries, Venus star. So you've gotten Mrigashira, Chitra, Swati, Ashwini, Bharani. So we have gotten so many stars. Out of this, we have to find out the most fruitful star. Let's write this in the order of priority so that it's easy for us to track it one by one. Okay. Okay. Now I have it in the order of priority in the natural zodiac. Ashwini, Bharani, Mrigashira, Chitra, Swati. Let's go to the chart. Is Ashwini in favorable house? Part of Ashwini is in the 5th house. We have already seen for this person, 7th house sublord Saturn is in the star of Rahu in the 5th house, so which is a very strong significator. A part of it is in the 6th house. Okay. Now, when Sun moves into Ashwini Nakshatra, it will start giving the 6th house result because it has got a 6 degree, 40 degree minutes aspect. So Ashwini is not going to give us much results. Okay, I repeat, when Sun moves into 0000 in Aries, it has a 6 degree, 40 degree minutes aspect, which means it will give the result of the 6th house. Not an ideal house for us. So Ashwini is ruled out. Bharani is completely in the 6th house. That's also ruled out. Then Mirgashira is in the 7th house. That is fantastic. Chitra is in the 11th house, but then when Sun moves into the 11th house, it will give the 12th house result. 6 degree, 40 degree minutes. 12th house is not the most favorable house for marriage. So we can get rid of it. So Swati is ruled out. Chitra is ruled out. Ashwini Bharani ruled out. So the only possibility that we can see is Mrigashira Nakshatra. Seems to be the most favorable fruitful star for us. So write it down. Mrigashira in Taurus. Mrigashira spans across 2 signs. One is Taurus, another one is Gemini, 6 degree, 40 degree minutes in Taurus, 6.41 to 13.20 of Margashira will be in Gemini. All right. Now, will the event take place in the next 24 hours? No, because we have already said that Jupiter will not allow, Saturn will not allow, Mercury will alone allow. And when is the Mercury Bhukti starting? 4/8/2025 is when it is going to start. 4/8 September, 4 is August 2025 is when the event is most likely going to take place. It is not going to happen in the next 30 days. It is not going to happen in the next 1 year. It might happen only after 12 years, within 12 years. After 1 year, within 12 years. Now, this is beautiful for us to look at. I will say maybe here, because now we need to figure out whether Jupiter can transit into Mrigashira Nakshatra by 2025. Now, Jupiter takes 1 year to transit every zodiac. It is retrograde. It is going backward now, but very soon it will turn direct. Okay. It will very soon turn direct. So let's now go to a futuristic day. Let's create a new birth chart. Let's say marriage date, which we are going to calculate. You have to be very patient when you do this. If you rush and do it in major hurry, not going to happen. Okay. So let's take the approximate date in which Mercury Bhukti is starting, 4th August 2025. Let's say something around 10 a.m. doesn't matter. You're just going to calculate. And the child is in Bangalore. Let's say the child will be in Bangalore when the marriage is going to take place. Then do we take new Ayanamsa? Let's create a birth chart. Our goal is now to find out whether Jupiter will be in Mrigashira Nakshatra. That is a problem. Problem is Jupiter is already transited into Arudra Nakshatra in Gemini. Okay, which is owned by Rahu. So even if it goes retrograde, it will not come back all the way to Mrigashira Nakshatra. So now this person is losing the opportunity to get married in 2025. Why? Simple. Jupiter, according to the ruling planet, will have to transit all the way back to Mrigashira Nakshatra. Mrigashira Nakshatra is in Taurus. The last 6 degree, 40 degree minutes is when the Mrigashira Nakshatra is. That means this person has to wait for another 11 years for 11, no, around 13 years from today. If you calculate another 13 years, that person has to wait, and then, it will come back. So there is a problem. So the best answer we can give for this person is, sir, the ruling planets are not supporting me to give you a proper answer. So therefore, please, because Jupiter is such a strong significator for us, please consult after Jupiter turns direct on 1st of January 2025. All the very best to you, sir. I don't see a denial of marriage for you. Marriage is promised, but I am unable to give you a precise date in which you will get married. Please come back after January 1st, 2025, and then I will seek permission from the Jupiter and other planets. Then we will sit and predict when you are likely to get married at that time, sir. All the very best to you. This is the answer we have to give to this person. All right. I hope this is clear to you. If there's anybody who has any confusion, please press the hand raise button. You can ask me directly. Sachin, unmute yourself.
Sir, again, a very basic question. When you taken the ruling planets, that time when the horary has been made, you not taken that time for the ruling planet, but the prediction, the time which you are making. Suppose you are making tomorrow, the ruling planets will change?
Yes. Every
But
time
why is it so? Because we are making a horary, na, sir. We are making this as a horary. So at the time of horary, we should take the RPs.
Beautiful question you're asking, Sachin. Very valid question. As an astrologer, you have to consider yourself as a representative of the ruling planets at that particular moment and at that particular date. Clear? So if you are going to predict today at 7:42 p.m. in Bangalore city, you have to take the RPs as of 7:42 p.m. in Bangalore city. If you are going to predict tomorrow, let us say you are in Hyderabad tomorrow, and tomorrow around 2 p.m. in the afternoon you are going to predict, you have to recalculate the RPs at 2 p.m. at Hyderabad tomorrow and then give the result.
Achha. So horary, if we make still the RPs we have to take a transit RPs in transition RPs. Yeah.
Typically, when you have drawn a horary chart, you are going to predict the event and the time then and there. Today, this is a theoretical session. Okay, we are not looking at a practical prediction now. Supposing, let us say, this is a practical prediction session. It's a consultation.
Yeah.
Sachin has fixed an appointment with me.
Okay,
and
so that
he's
time
asking, sir, when will I get married, or when will I go abroad, or when will I make money, when will I buy a car, when will I build a house, whatever is the question you're asking. And I'm going to give you the answer then and there. No?
Okay, but right now, sir, like we are doing the practice right now. For we are actually getting some questions, but we are discussing with our teammates and you and all that. So we have to take the transit RPs, correct? Because we are predicting
That is correct.
Okay.
That is
Okay.
correct. Since I am venturing into predicting the event timing now, I have to take the current RPs into consideration.
Okay.
It is always and always the transit RP.
Transit RPs. Okay.
Nothing else. Okay.
Okay.
Birth RPs don't matter. Good, very good question, Sachin. Keep those questions coming. Santosh, please unmute yourself.
If the Mahadasha Lord is retrograde, we should skip it completely, sir.
Completely, that dasa will not work. Sir, what is a Mahadasa? Whichever planet moon is deposited in. Clear, na?
Yes, sir.
Moon star lord is retrograde, will not allow moon to give results. Clear, no?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, if the star lord is retrograde, ignore that planet. That entire similarly, Bhukti lord, Antara lord, Sukshma lord, whichever planet is retrograde, remove it. If the planet is retrograde, in the star of a retrograde planet, 100% result is negation.
Okay.
Without a doubt, it is negation. Okay.
Okay,
Even if the star lord, that is, namely moon star lord, Mahadasa lord, Bhukti lord, Antara lord, Sukshma lord, any of these lords are retrograde throughout that lordship period, retrogradation period, and the lordship period, 5 years it is running. Throughout 5 years, result will not come. So you have to ask the person to come back and check again later.
Okay. For example, if somebody comes and asks, Saturn is retrograde, so I can ask him come after November 5th.
Correct.
Okay, sir.
That
So
is
another thing is that we are taking Jupiter within 12 years because it will complete one cycle.
correct.
Okay, that is the reason, no, sir.
That is the reason. 100% correct.
Okay. So for the Mahadashas, for Antardashas, if there is Rahu
If the event is going to take place within 24 hours, then Lagna will give results.
Yes.
Nothing else you need to check. Moon, Sun, Jupiter, you don't have to check. Just check the Lagna. If somebody says, sir, my father has gone out, he said he will come back in 3 hours, it is now 5 hours, he has not come back, when will we come back? You know it is going to happen within next 24 hours. Check. Take a horary, check, rotate it to the father's house, 9th house, check the Lagna. Lagna is in let us say, land sign. You know he will come back. He is safe. If it is an air sign, he is a little distance away. If it is fire sign, accident, injured, watery sign, dead. So accordingly, you predict that and then predict the time within 24 hours, provided the ruling planets are supporting.
Okay, sir.
That is Lagna sub, Lagna star, Lagna sun, moon star. All three should be direct when you predict.
Yes.
Then the event will take place.
Yes, sir. So one thing, it's a typical question. Like if we want to predict the power cut, when there is a power cut, we want to predict when will the power come. What is the house, sir?
Yeah.
Or we should take Lagna?
Lagna.
Lagna. Okay, sir.
Something is missing. Let us say your wife has misplaced her jewel somewhere.
Yes, sir.
Second house.
Second house.
Car is gone outside. Service fellow has not brought the car back. When will he bring the car back? Fourth house. Younger brother gone out. When will he come back? Third house. Child gone out. When will he come back? Fifth house. Okay. Your servant might have still not come to the house. When will she come? Sixth house. Your wife has gone missing. When will she come? Seventh house. So on and so forth. Father, 9th house. Best friend, 11th house. Okay.
Okay, sir. So one last question. Yes, sir.
Let us say one government officer is supposed to come to your house. Okay. Maybe the MLA was supposed to come to your house, or the minister is supposed to visit your house. 10th house.
10th house. Okay.
One foreigner is supposed to visit your house. 12th house.
12th house.
So accordingly, whichever house it is, you check. Wife, 7th house. Husband, 7th house.
Yes, sir. One last question, sir. if the Mahadasha Lord is in the star of Rahu or Ketu, then we should also take the if there is any conjunction, opposition, all the things.
Yeah,
we should
yeah.
do.
That is
Okay.
standard rule that we have learned so many
Okay.
times. So don't keep on asking the same question.
No, sir, I
Every
just
class
want
I
to
get the
confirm it. I just want to confirm it for the for Mahadasha and Bhukti also.
Don't need to ask me that question at all, sir. I've answered that question several times in the past.
Thank you.
Okay. Guaranteed you have to check the conjunction lord, opposition lord, star lord, sign lord, cusp, sublord. That also you should take. Sublord also you should take. Okay.
Okay.
Sublord is only a minor modifier, so you don't have to take it too seriously, but check it once. Thank you,
sir.
Santosh. Sandeep Tyagi, please unmute yourself.
Sir, namaskar.
Namaste.
Sir, in the event when we are doing 24 hours, 30 days, 1 year, 12 years, whatever qualifies, so let's say 24 hours, then in the most fruitful star, the current transit lagna should be transiting that particular
Correct,
one.
correct.
Not the whole.
Correct. No. Never the horary. Never the
current transit, either planet or
transit.
lagna, whatever.
Transit. Assume a child is going to be born. You have to create a birth chart in the future date time.
Okay. I think this way, looking at it this way, kind of now say that time is like as if that moment is going to be born. So hence the transits have to actually come into the most favorable RP.
The event date time is like a childbirth.
Yes. Perfect.
Treat
Sir.
it like that.
Perfect, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Manjunath, please unmute yourself.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Basic question. Sir, if in the marriage promise, if 7 is equal to 2, 7, 11, 2, 7, 11 is the houses in the star lord level. If star lord level is not signifying the 2, 7, 11, and if it is signifying 4, 9, 10, whether it is promised or not, sir?
No, wait a minute. 2, 7, 11 not promised, but
no, sir. For marriage, 2, 7, 11 is a
correct.
thumb rule.
But you are saying it is not promised. Correct.
Yeah, it is promised. Sorry. While seeing the 7th house, if it is coming 4, 9, and 10, 7 is equal to 4, 9, and 10.
That's okay. 4 is through what? Deposition or ownership?
Deposition, sir.
Then like delay will be there. That's marriage will take place.
Okay.
Okay, marriage with a neighbor or a person within the family or within the same building, same street, same city. Okay, person will be an employed person. He will bring landed property. Loveless marriage, delayed marriage is promised.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay, let's now go to the next case study. This is the last case study for today. Then I have one more case study that I want you to solve. Okay, which is this case study. Case study number 4 for today is whether this person go abroad or not. This is a birth chart. When will she go abroad? Born on 2nd of January 1980, Wednesday at 4:10 a.m. in Cuttack. So those who are interested in working it out in their own software can note down the birth date and time and the place and then work it out themselves. Okay. Let me just expand all of this so that you can see every column clearly. Okay. All right. Now for going abroad, let's assume the birth time is right. Okay. The correct way to predict this is through horary. But anyway, we will just check here. 12th house of Lord is Jupiter. Jupiter is in the star of Venus. Venus is deposited in the 3rd house, owning the 12th house. So definitely abroad chances are guaranteed. May even settle abroad. if 12 equal to 3, 9, 11, 12, settle abroad is possible. Already Jupiter is deposited in the 9th house. Okay. Now, current running Mahadasa is Saturn. Saturn is in the house of Virgo at 331 in the Uttara Palguni Nakshatra owned by Sun. Sun is deposited in the 2nd house, owning the 10th house, and Saturn itself owns the 3rd house and the 4th house. Saturn is in the sub of Saturn itself. So Saturn will give some success for this person. There is absolutely no doubt about that. Okay. Going abroad is possible because of the 3rd house. So chances are they will go abroad, come back to India, go abroad, come back to India. That kind of a back and forth trip may be possible for this person. And 7th house is also coming. That means perhaps travel abroad with her husband is possible. What sort of a husband will she have? 7th house starts in Taurus at 1101. Sublord is, sorry, not 1101, 161036 in Taurus. Sublord is Saturn. And Saturn again is in Sun star. So 210. So marriage would have taken place, but perhaps with a widower or with a aged person or younger person or a divorcee, the marriage would have taken place. Okay. I know this person that she got married to a divorcee. So it is validated through my personal knowledge. I am telling you that this lady got married to a divorcee, and that is very clearly seen in this chart. All right. With that short introduction, let's now venture into predicting the exact time or at least the Dasa Bhakti period. Okay. If not, go down to the exact time. Saturn will promise travel that we are seeing very clearly. Okay. Now let us see which is the Bhakti Lord. Jupiter is the Bhakti Lord. Jupiter is retrograde today. In her birth chart also, Jupiter is retrograde. Now I will give you a secret. The secret is, if the dasa or bhukti or antara or sukshma, that is mahadasa, antaradasa, pratyantaradasa, sukshma lord, happens to be a planet which is currently retrograde but also retrograde in the birth chart, you can safely ignore the retrogradation concept. Event will take place even if the planet is retrograde today, but not through the horary. Please understand, in the horary it will not. But the Mahadasa Bhukti Sukshma Antara will proceed. It will not stop because this lady was born in Jupiter retrogradation. Jupiter Mahadasa is, Bhukti is running. That is, Antaradasa is running. Saturn Mahadasa is running. Saturn is retrograde today. But in her birth chart, Saturn is not retrograde. Therefore, till November 4th, event will not take place. Okay, this is a birth chart. Saturn is promising success. But currently, now we are not looking at it from the horary chart. Supposing if this is a horary chart, then if the Dasa Lord seems to be Saturn and it is retrograde, we don't even have to check the birth chart. We can directly, okay, Saturn is not promising any travel for you. Come back after some time and check. But this is a birth chart we are checking. In the birth chart, Saturn is going to rule her for a fairly long number of years. Okay, so you don't have to say throughout certain period you will not go abroad. That is not correct, because throughout the Saturn Mahadasa, Saturn is not going to be retrograde. Pockets of time, maybe 1.5 years, 2 years, one Saturn will go retrograde, correct? So therefore, Saturn will give result. When it will give result? When it turns direct, it will give result. If in the birth chart, it is direct. If in the birth chart Saturn is retrograde, even during retrogradation period, the event will continue. There is no problem at all in event succeeding during this particular retrogradation period. Please understand how to interpret it. Okay. So please understand this very carefully. This may be confusing for a few of you, but it's actually not very complicated. It's a very simple system to follow. Okay, these are advanced rules I'm just teaching you today for you to understand. So Saturn Mahadasa will give result. Jupiter will also give result provided Saturn turns direct. That means after November 4th, the event can take place. Okay, Jupiter is also in the 9th house. So event can take place in Jupiter Bhukti. So the matter is about travel abroad. Mahadasa is Saturn, yes, but only after November 4, 2023, since Saturn is retrograde today and direct in the birth chart. So it has to turn direct for it to give results. Bhukti Lord is Jupiter. Yes, Jupiter will give results even. Okay, I will put it like this. Okay, because it is retrograde today and in the birth chart. So the retrogradation checking rule is negated. You don't have to check. Let's now jump into, so what date it is. Let us look at the date. Already it has started. Jupiter Mahadasa started on the 15th of March 2023 and it is running till 25th of August 2025. So barely another 2 years we have to calculate. Very good. So event may likely take place. Let's now look at the RP. Now it is around 8:01 p.m. on the 26th of September, on the day ruled by Mars. The ruling planets of ascendant are Mars, Ketu, Mercury. Moon is Saturn, Mars, Moon. All right. Let's go and fill it up. Lagna ruled by Mars, Ketu, Mercury. Moon ruled by Saturn, Mars, Saturn. Day Lord, Mars. Most fruitful star, Lagna, Sub, Mercury. Lagna, star, Ketu. Lagna, Moon, star, Mars. All right, Mercury, Ketu, Mars. Let's take Mars sign. There are two signs, Aries, Scorpio. There is Ketu star in Aries, Ashwini. There is a Mercury star in Scorpio, which is Jyeshta. Now, there are two Mercury signs, Gemini and Virgo. In Gemini, there is no Rahu Ketu star, but there is a Mars star, which is Mirga Shira. Then there is a Rahu star in Gemini, which is Arudra. Then there is a Mars star in Virgo, Chitra. All right. So we have taken all of this into consideration. We will remove the signs so that we are clear what are all the stars we are interested in, and we will write it in the order of appearance in the natural zodiac so that we can check it very clearly. Ashwini, Mrigashira, Rudra, Chitra, Jyeshta. Okay, Ashwini is in Aries. Let's write that down also, just in case. In Aries. Mrigashira in Gemini. Gemini sign. Arudra is always in Gemini. In Virgo, there is Mars, star Chitra, and in Scorpio, Mercury, star Jyeshta. What are the most fruitful stars we need to identify? If we can decide on one, that is fantastic. First, let's look at Ashwini. Going abroad. Ashwini is in 5th house. People can go abroad if they are going for pleasure in the 5th house. So this is ruled out. Next, we are taking Mrigashira and Arudra. Both will come somewhere here. Arudra is the 8th house, so it's not the most favorable house. So we can perhaps get rid of this. Arudra is not going to be okay. And I will not choose to take this one. What do you call the Mrigashira Nakshatra? It is falling in the 7th house. Okay, not a bad house because she's going to go abroad with her husband. We have already seen that 7th house is also one of the house that is signified. But nevertheless, 12th house of Lord Jupiter in the star of Venus, it is owning the 7th house. So maybe possible. I'll only put a question mark. Might not be the best house for us to take. Then comes Chitra. Chitra is falling in the 11th house. Then comes Jyeshta. Jyeshta is falling in the Lagna Bhava. Not the best of the house. Again, I will not discount it because she is only going to go. Okay, so it's not a big deal. But the most ideal location is Chitra Nakshatra. Okay, so Chitra is what I will attempt to take. Let's take Chitra Nakshatra. Write it down. In Virgo, Chitra star, which is falling in 11th house. House of fulfillment. 12th house signifies 3, 9, 11, 12. Person can go abroad. Will the event take place within 24 hours? Definitely not, because we have already written down that till November 4th, 2023, it is not going to take place. Okay, Saturn is retrograde. Saturn is not retrograde in the birth chart. So this is not going to take place in 24 hours. Is it likely to take place in 30 days? No. Then we have to only take the next 1 year into consideration. All right. We have two stars. Actually, the two stars are essentially Arudra, Mrigashira may give 7th house, so we will consider that. We will not negate that. We will consider that little later. First, we will check Chitra Nakshatra. When will Sun transit into Chitra Nakshatra? It will happen in September. September 15th is over. By October 9th, it will transit. Till October 15th, it will be in Chitra Nakshatra in Virgo. But event cannot take place, no, because Saturn is retrograde. So next year, same time is possible. Let us try and draw a chart. Okay, going abroad. We have one more chart. We will try and edit that chart only. Instead of saying marriage date, we will say foreign date or abroad date. We will change this. Okay, but we will change the date. We will take the new Ayanamsa. We will take Chitra Nakshatra. When will it transit into Chitra Nakshatra? 6 days before October 15th. So let us take October, say 9th. October 2023. 24. Okay, and this person is not in Bangalore, but in some other city, right? I don't remember what the city was, but let's just say Bangalore for argument's sake, for education purposes. We have to take the location where this person is. Okay, sun is still in moon star in Hasta Nakshatra. All right, doesn't matter. Let's just take 10th of October. 10th of October. Sun is still in moon star in the morning. So 10 o'clock in the morning. No, we will take some time around, let's say, in the evening. Okay, let's see if moon has transited, sun has transited, just transited. Okay, just transited into Mercury sign, Mars star. What are all the ruling planets we took into consideration? The ruling planets we have taken into consideration are Mars, Mercury, Ketu. Now, Ketu is always direct. Is Mars, Mercury direct? We need to check that, right? Mars and Mercury cannot be retrograde on this date. Mercury is direct. Mars is direct. So the event is very likely to take place on this day, when 10th of October 2024. But there is a problem. Jupiter is retrograde. That's okay. That's fine, because in her birth chart also Jupiter is retrograde. But unfortunately, Saturn has once again gone into retrogradation. So this event is not going to take place on this day. Okay. When are all, we need to now check when Saturn retrogradation is. Saturn, I'm going to Google and I'm going to try that now. Retrograde in 2024. Let me find the dates. Till 4th of November in 2023. In 2024 till 15th of November, it is going into retrogradation. What about 2025 retrogradation? Same issue. 27th of November 2025. July to every year between June and November for the next 3 years, Saturn is going to go into retrogradation. So it is not going to be possible for us to choose the most number one priority. But we put a question mark on Mrigashira Nakshatra. Okay. So Mrigashira Nakshatra is in the 7th house. So in Gemini, Mrigashira star in 7th house may also be a possibility. Okay. Again, we go back. We then say, when will Sun transit into Mrigashira Nakshatra? Not in October, but it'll happen sometime in 16th of June. I hope Saturn is direct, Mars is direct, Mercury is direct. Absolutely, yes. We are seeing that Sun has transited into Mrigashira Nakshatra. As you can see, Sun is in Mrigashira Nakshatra and Saturn is direct. Jupiter, doesn't matter if it is direct or not, but it is still direct. Now, Mercury is also direct. These are the planets that we are interested in. We are also interested in Mars. Mars should be direct. Mars is also direct. So the appropriate date for us to take is 16th of June 2024. Where is Moon? Moon is also in Mars star. Today, Moon is in Mars star. Currently, Moon is in Mars star. As we can see from the RP, Moon is in Saturn sign of Capricorn, Mars star of Mrigashira, and Saturn sub. clearly we are getting the same combination. Moon is in Mercury, Mars. We can go down to Ketu if necessary, but doesn't matter. We have taken this into consideration. And therefore, this combination of Sun transiting in Mars star in Mercury sign and Moon transiting in Mercury star Mars sign, the event will take place, which will be 16th of June 2024. This lady can go abroad. The event will take place on 16th of June 2024. Person can travel abroad, 100% guaranteed. Okay, we can move the Lagna also to one of the fruitful stars and say, at that time only you will leave abroad. That also is possible. It will take another 10 minutes, 20 minutes for us to calculate that. But anyway, so I hope you have understood how this is clearly to be done. All right. Now I have worked out the date and time for Bangalore city, but you need to work it out for the city in which she is. I think it is Cuttack, if I'm not wrong. So let's just see Cuttack. Yes, for us, so that you understand how we need to calculate Cuttack, Odisha. Done. All right. Again, the same combination. Combination doesn't change between Bangalore and Cuttack. Again, you are saying Sun is in Mrigashira Nakshatra, Moon is in Chitra Nakshatra, Saturn is direct, Mars is direct, Mercury is direct. Lovely. We are done. That's about it. I hope these case studies are super eye-opening for you. Now, the last case study that I'm going to give you is a horary chart. I will share it in your WhatsApp group so that you can analyze it and you can put your reply then and there. Okay, work out the actual time of the event. Will this person get a job? And if so, when will he get a job? This is a horary chart. Now, let me tell you the rules. So, it will be the sublords. Sixth house starts in Aquarius at 26/12. Sublord is Ketu. Ketu is in Mars star. Mars is in Lagna Bhava, owning the third Bhava, owning the eighth Bhava. Mars is direct. 11th house, which gives fulfillment. Sublord is Rahu. Rahu is in Ketu star in the Lagna Bhava, in the sign of Venus. Venus is owning this 11th house. Venus is owning the second house, deposited in the 11th house. So we can see fulfillment also clearly. I think this is going to be a successful one. Job is promised. When will this person get a job? For which you need to look at the Dasa and the Bhukti. Mars Dasa, Jupiter Bhukti. Jupiter is retrograde. This is a horary chart. Therefore, till Jupiter turns direct, it cannot happen. And throughout the Jupiter Bhukti, it cannot happen. So till 6th of April 2024, event will not take place. That's a clue for you. Will it happen in the next Bhukti? You need to check. Okay. I will leave that with you and you can analyze and come to your own conclusion and discuss it in the group. All right. Fantastic. I hope this is a beautiful class. Keep practicing like this, okay? Every time you take a chart, you draw it out like this, work it out, you analyze it, you will learn a lot. You can precisely, pinpointedly predict when the event will take place. If the event will take place is easy, that you have already more or less mastered it, correct? Now, maybe some confusion will be there as you keep attending my classes regularly. It will certainly be easy for you to learn. Look, I am here to help you practice. Okay, it's not like I'm conducting some 5 classes, 10 classes and vanishing. That's not my style of working at all. I would love to be hand holding you throughout your life as much as possible without expecting any more money from you. You have paid a little bit of money, but that is enough. I would like you to practice. Whatever you have learned, I want to reinforce it with you. Make sure that you become a master of the KP astrology system. And I will certainly be there with you to help you to learn this for the rest of your life. So keep practicing. If there is any doubt anybody has, please put it in the WhatsApp group in which you are in, and we shall continue to discuss and we shall continue to learn. Certainly, you will succeed with your enthusiasm and with your active participation. You will 100% succeed to become a professional KP astrologer. All the very best to you. Good luck. May the Almighty Force and our Guru always be there with you. Be blessed by the divine. Love you all. Bye.